Good morning. I was at home in England for 4 weeks and now I'm back in China. That is the Shanghai skyline. I'm at the Bund right now. It honestly feels like I was away for so long, but after 2 or 3 days, it feels like I never left. We have a lot to talk about because it's been a crazy few days since I've been back. I don't know how much coverage you've seen on your news about the weather in Shanghai, well, China in general, but it was insanity. I've never, ever seen so much rain in my life. It was raining again this morning, but luckily the typhoon Dolphin has passed. I love how they give it a beautiful name to make it sound fun, but it was not fun. It was insane. It literally rained for 5 days straight. The Bund was closed because the water level was so high that you couldn't even walk here. So you can see the water level is pretty normal right now, but it literally covered the entire Bund, so they closed it down. Every single street in Shanghai was flooded. Luckily, Shanghai didn't get it too bad, to be honest. Cities south of Shanghai got it even worse than us. Beijing is getting hit right now in the north of China, and Tokyo is getting hit right now. Typhoon Dolphin. Yeah, please let me know how much you saw of it on the news over there, but it was crazy. Like, everything was just closed down. Stuff is still closed because some of the areas of Shanghai is still flooded, but yeah, I am so excited to be back. Shanghai is an incredible place to live, and I love going home to England, but coming back is a very special feeling. It doesn't look sunny on the video, but trust me, it is so humid. I'm sweating buckets already. I've only been here for 2 minutes, but I hope you're excited to see more of Shanghai because I have some big plans, but unfortunately, my plans are stuck at the moment because I cannot leave China. I can't leave. And my whole plan was to come back to China early because I don't start work for another 2 weeks. My whole plan was to come back to China early, do some traveling around Asia because I was home for 4 weeks and I traveled around Europe a little bit. I did a Mediterranean cruise, and the plan was to come back to Shanghai at the beginning of August. I don't start work until the end of August, but I'm stuck. I cannot leave. Let's talk about it. I'm so excited to be exploring Shanghai again, to be exploring China again. But like I said, my plans were stopped because I changed jobs. I left my last school. I'm a primary school teacher. I left my last school and I have a new school. So in 2 weeks' time, I'll be going to a brand new school and starting over again, to be honest. And that means getting a new visa. The rules here are very strict, which is good. I'm not complaining. That is the way it should be. That is the way every single country in the world should be. I wish my country was like that. But because I changed jobs, I have to get a new visa. So I went to the visa office a few days ago and they took my passport. And you can't do anything in China if you're a foreigner, if you don't have your passport. I cannot even take a train without my passport here. You can't do anything. So I'm stuck. My plan was, of course I can't fly. My plan was to go to Japan, to go to South Korea before I start working, but I can't because I don't have my passport. And I don't know when I'm gonna get it back. I'm probably gonna get it back right before I start work. So unfortunately, don't have time to travel. So there's just gonna be a few videos from Shanghai, which is not a bad alternative, to be honest. So here's my question for you. Is there any videos that you would like me to film while I'm in Shanghai, while I'm in China? And if you're curious about what life is like here as a foreigner, living here, working here, traveling here, how things work, then definitely let me know because I want to make these videos as helpful, as interesting, as exciting as possible. And I definitely want to film some videos kind of debunking some myths about what China is like, because I think everybody knows that the Western media has it in for China. Like, it's got to be bad news to make the news, especially about China. So yeah, most of the stuff you hear about China is absolutely false, and I can debunk one thing right now. So here is a small police station, and let's see if anybody stops me filming it, because I have some crazy comments and questions. The police stop foreigners filming in the street in China. You're not allowed to film. I filmed over 200 videos in China. Not one single time as a police officer or security guard anybody's told me to stop filming. So there's the first myth. That is absolutely not true. Don't believe everything you hear about China. I don't really care about the opinion of these people just because they're so brainwashed. They believe anything they hear. They believe anything they want to hear, you know. So China is a very interesting place to live. It's not perfect, I don't love everything about it, but it's my home, and I cannot wait to share what life is like in China. So hit subscribe because I try and make it as real as possible. Not a single time have I had a negative experience or been treated badly as a foreigner in China. Not a single time. I get treated way better here than you would in any other country in the world as a foreigner and you don't speak their language. This is a fact. I think if you went to the UK or you went to US and you don't speak English, are those people going to be so helpful to you? I don't think so. But anybody can come here not speaking a single word of Mandarin and people are going to help you. Anyway, I don't want to make these videos political at all. I'm just trying to tell you what real life is like, but I'm so happy to be back. The typhoon actually helped us in a weird way because it made the temperature a lot more cooler, because my first few days here was so hot. We're talking almost 100 degrees. So after the typhoon, it cooled down a lot, which is really nice because it gets so hot in the summer in Shanghai. But all of these people here are tourists, and today is a Saturday morning. People are getting their pictures, and I can show you what Nanjing Road is like right now, because if you come here any evening, it could be a Wednesday evening, it could be Christmas, it's going to be so unbelievably packed here that nothing you've ever seen in your life. So there's Nanjing Road. We're going to be walking along it right now, and I think we're going to come back and do something special over there. But the sun is coming out. See that? It's going to be another hot day. So all of these buildings here on the Bund, they used to be very, very, very important and significant back in the day. But now they're just banks and hotels, very, very fancy hotels. I don't think too many stores are going to be open at this time in the morning. It's almost 9 a.m. But I remember the first time I saw the Oriental Pearl Tower, which is that one, the most famous one on the skyline, and it did not look real. It doesn't look real. And I don't recommend going straight to the Bund. So at the end of Nanjing Road, about 1 mile that way, is People's Square. I recommend going to People's Square, walking 1 mile along Nanjing Road, and then you're going to see the Bund in the distance. And come in the evening for the first time, because it is unbelievable. It's going to blow your mind what it looks like in the evening, because the whole skyline is lit up. Every single evening they have a lighting ceremony where both sides of the river lights up. It's incredible. But talking of famous hotels, probably the most famous of all, the Peace Hotel. Let's find the first store that's open and get some AC, because I'm melting out here. All of this stuff is Chinese candy, so not much chocolate in here. It's all like sweet stuff. I couldn't tell you what most of this stuff is, to be honest, but there's strawberries in there. This one says milk pie. Let's try one of these. I think it's chocolate, but I don't know. It is chocolate. There's another store across the street. This one's selling tea. I think most of these stores are going to be opening at 10. It's just a big, long, pedestrian touristy street, to be honest. Nothing authentic about it, nothing Chinese about it. It's just very, very famous. I don't know if you can see that, but on that clock there's elves, like Christmas elves. And over here at Christmas time they have a huge Christmas market. Why is there elves there? I don't know. There are police and security everywhere. Nobody's going to tell you to stop filming. Don't believe everything you hear about China. So this is the #1 place to come if you ever come to Shanghai. If you came to Shanghai and did not see Nanjing Road and you did not see the Bund, then you did not see Shanghai. So definitely come here. I think this is as far as we're gonna go. I probably walked about half a mile. If you go another half a mile, you're gonna get to People's Square, which is where I recommend going to. Take the metro to People's Square, walk along Nanjing Road. That's how you get to the Bund. I wouldn't go straight there just because you're gonna miss all this. So let's go back to the Bund. There is a police officer right there, and let me practice my Chinese. 不好意思，外滩这边吗？谢谢。 I spoke Chinese and he spoke English. So my my rule is, if someone speaks to me in English, I will speak English. If someone speaks to me in Mandarin, I will speak Mandarin. Let's see what's going on in here. I think... Oh no, it's not. I thought this was a Charizard, but it's not. Does that look like Charizard? I thought it was Pokemon, but it's not. Who's this? I don't know who he is. This store has Disney stuff. They have Hello Kitty and a bunch of random stuff that I don't know who they are. And SpongeBob? I think these guys are from SpongeBob. There's Forky. And this guy. This guy's very famous in China. What's his name?
Nano.
Nano?
Yeah.
His name's Nano?
Yes.
Chinese name? Nano is Chinese?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's Nano. Thought it was Charizard. You can still see signs of old Shanghai. Look at those buildings up there. Very, very old. I have no idea what goes on up there. I don't know if people live there. Looks abandoned, to be honest. So yeah, this Typhoon Dolphin, if my flight was 2 days later, I would have been delayed for 4 days. There was literally 0 flights going into Shanghai. So luckily I came the day that I did, because I would not have got here if my flight was a little bit later. There's a chocolate museum. Never been inside there. We're almost back at the Bund. You get a great view of the Oriental Pearl Tower just peeking behind the buildings there. There's that Peace Hotel again. I would love to do just one night there. That'd be a fun experience. There it is. We're going to go back up there and then we're going to walk south, which is that way. I'm going to save you some money here. If there's one thing that I highly don't recommend doing, it is the Bund sightseeing tunnel. This one, don't do it. Don't do it. It is it is not worth it. Don't do it. Save your money. There it is. There's a few more people here now. Not too bad. Give it a few hours, it's going to be packed. So the more south you go on the Bund, there's going to be less people, just because most people that are walking on the Bund, they also go to Nanjing Road, which is right there. So yeah, head south if you want more space. I can tell you what some of these towers are. So the Oriental Pearl Tower, that one there, the most iconic, it lights up pink and purple every night. And then the tallest one there, that's the Shanghai Tower, the 3rd tallest building in the world. You can go to the top of that. You can also go to the top of the Oriental Pearl Tower. And guy just took a picture of me. And there's a restaurant up there as well, it rotates. And then we have the Jinmao Tower, and then we have the Shanghai Finance Tower, which is, it looks like a bottle opener, which is that one there. I had to check. The Shanghai World Financial Center. There it is, the bottle opener. I'm gonna give you another tip to save a lot of money, because there's one thing that's very popular down here, and that is to take a river cruise. And I highly recommend it. It's a great experience. Some of them you can have dinner on there. You cruise along the river. Definitely do it when the sun is set, because all of the buildings are lit up. It's a great experience. But if you want an alternative, then I'm going to show you how you can spend about 20 cents to get a similar experience. Not the same experience, but very similar. Over there is the International Cruise Terminal. Ships used to cruise right in here, but unfortunately not anymore. So if you do take a cruise that goes to Shanghai, you're probably going to end up way north of the city in Baoshan, because there's a cruise terminal there as well. 很快我拍视频，如果你是外国人，你来中国，你需要说中文。如果你中国人，可以告诉我 What do you think? What do you think? Here's something that might surprise you, because I only learned about this recently. So look up the city centre in Liverpool, England, and then look at that building. And tell me what you see. I had no idea there was a connection between Shanghai and Liverpool. Oh yeah, this is something else I can talk about. So you see these people here, they have umbrellas. It's not raining right now, but you're going to see more umbrellas in the summertime than when it's raining here in China. And I saw a video on Instagram recently And people were making fun of this guy in England because he was carrying an umbrella because it was sunny outside. And that is something that is completely normal here. Like, nobody looks at anybody for carrying an umbrella when it's not raining. But they were so obsessed with this guy in England carrying an umbrella. Look, there's a lady there. There's another lady there. I see a man over there with an umbrella. This is something that's completely normal here. So the fact that most of these people here are tourists, not from Shanghai, it definitely changes things, just because maybe they're from a place that doesn't have that many foreigners. So they come here and they see foreigners. It's not normal to them. And if you live in Shanghai, you probably see foreigners every single day. But this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be taking the ferry across the river, because this side of the river is Puxi and over there is Pudong. And this is how you can save a lot of money, because they have river cruises here, like I said, and you're probably going to be paying, I don't even know how much it costs. I did it one time, probably 30 to 50 US dollars to take a river cruise here. Like I said, you can have dinner, like it's a really cool experience, but if you just want to see the skyline, take the ferry for 20 cents. So we're going to be going down there and we're going to be taking the ferry across the river. It literally takes 3 minutes, I think, and you get a great view of the skyline. So do this at night and save some money if you want. That ferry just pulled in. I don't think we're going to get that one because we have to go downstairs. We might make it depending on how many people are getting on and off. But let's rush to try and get that one. There's literally 2 ferries and they just switch. They go across. So just behind me there is the river cruise ticket office, and here is the ferry port. I'm going to be using a bus ticket to take the ferry here. If I hurry up, I might catch it. But you can see the sign there, 2 yuan. I'm in. I'm going to make it. Yes. You can take electric scooters on here as well, which I've done in the past. It's a fun experience. Oh, it's so busy. People ran upstairs. Look at that. So here's what it looks like downstairs. Usually there's scooters here, but this ferry is no scooters allowed, only people. Let's go upstairs to try and get a spot outside, but I don't think so. Jeez, this is crazy. There's a bunch of school kids here. I think they're on a field trip. Look at it, it's packed. Nah, this is wild. I'm gonna go downstairs just because I can't even move up here. It's crazy. Let's go back in. Here we go. They're still loading people. Last few people getting on. They're gonna close the door, and then we are off on our voyage. So this guy's taking a picture of me. What do they do with these pictures? Do they run home and tell their friends they saw a foreigner today? Like, I don't get it. Like, now he's telling his friend that he saw a foreigner. I don't get it. People tell me this doesn't happen. It happens every single day. Here we go, closing the door. And we are off. I can't see out any of the windows. You just sneak a view here. Literally almost there already. Let me see what I can see upstairs, but I don't think anything. Too many people. Can't see anything. So we just got off and all of those people are waiting to get on. Just goes across the river, back. There's the Shanghai Tower. Welcome to Pudong. This is the side of the river that I live on. So you can take the ferry back, but you have to get off. So you can literally get off and then get back on, and you can pay 29 US cents. 29 cents is 2 yuan. So this side of the river is very different from the other side. I think the other side is a lot more historic. There's a lot more touristy things to do there. But we are going to head to one of the most touristy things in the whole city. It's strange, but I never think about Chinese tourists. And there's a lot of British people that have never been to London, which blows my mind. But most of those people over there, they're Chinese tourists. And it makes me so excited that I live in a place that people will want to visit. So maybe today is the only time in some of these people's lives that they're going to come to Shanghai. They're going to see the Bund, they're going to see Nanjing Road, they're going to see what we're going to see now. And it's crazy because I definitely take these things for granted. And I made a video about it last time that I need to see these places more. Just walk around, like don't even need to do anything, like just walk along Nanjing Road, just see the Bund and come to this area, because it's definitely a unique experience. And when I'm 50, when I'm 60, 70, it's definitely have a lot of stories to tell about the time that I lived in China, because it's not going to last forever. I'm not going to live here forever. No, couldn't do that. But there is the third tallest building in the world. How do you build something like that? I don't know. There it is. Just look at that. That is incredible. I've been to the top of there. Amazing. How human beings built that, I don't know. But in this area, there's a lot of very, very, very expensive apartment buildings. I have no idea what kind of people live here. There's all three. We have the Jinmao Tower, we have the Shanghai World Financial Center, and we have the Shanghai Tower. So I'm just going to use the metro station to cut out crossing the street and crossing bridges and stuff. So I entered the station at exit 8, and then I'm going to tell you which exit is best. So this is what the Shanghai Metro looks like. It is absolutely spotless. It's the best metro system in the world. I'm going to show you later because I'm going to be taking the metro home, but we're going to go to exit number 1. Where's the rats? Where's the homeless? Where's the graffiti? Where's the trash? Just look at this place. Look at it. This is what every single transport system in the world should look like. But unfortunately, it doesn't. There is not one single bit of trash here. There is not one rat. There is not one piece of graffiti. There is not one homeless person here. Oh yeah, and another thing. So it cost me 29 US cents to ride the ferry. It's the same as the metro. It's super cheap, super affordable. Okay, here is exit 1, and this is your view. Damn Daniel, it is hot and humid. Welcome to Lujiazui. So there is the Oriental Pearl Tower, and that is the Shanghai Tower. So this is the view that we had from across the river, you remember? And I can show you where that is, but there is a huge roundabout here. Again, every evening it's going to be so crowded here, but it's really cool because you can watch the lighting ceremony from right here, and all of these buildings light up depending on what time the sun sets. But in summertime it's 7:30, I think. So the Huangpu River splits Shanghai into 2 halves. This is Pudong, and we can see across the river there, that is Puxi, and that is where we started today's video. That's where the Bund is, that's where Nanjing Road is, that is where we took the ferry across the river. But I highly recommend going to the top of the Shanghai Tower because you want to see the Oriental Pearl Tower, the most iconic one. So do it in the evening and you're going to get an incredible view. And down there is the first ever Disney store in China. Can you see Mickey? Mickey's right there. That is the end of the first video back in Shanghai. I hope that you're excited to see more. Please hit subscribe, hit the like, write me a comment, tell me what you think. If there's anything you want to see in Shanghai, then please let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, 再见.